Remember, this show is PG-13, so you might hear a naughty word or two.
Norbert's is having a sale on polypads, 10% off of these. Check out their new designs at norberts.com. Also, for a 10% discount on anything with the code GymCastic in their store online. And it's trade show season. So you can pre-order their display items that will be shown at National Congress this week, GAT in Texas, Region 1 in San Jose. All of that's coming up, and you can get a discount on the goodies in the booth display. Norbert's is also giving away a $50 Norbert's gift card that can be used on anything in their online store. No minimum. Just follow Norbert's Athletic on Instagram and comment on their giveaway post. This week, everything you need to know about U.S. championships, from the skills to watch, what everything means, who we're expecting to get big ass scores, everything you need to know, and our schedule for live podcasts from the event. Also, Morgan HURD, world champion, fighter for human rights, will be our live show guest this week in New Orleans on Saturday, August 9th. VIP meet and greet starts at 2 o'clock. Show starts at 2:30. It is walking distance from the arena, and that's on August 9th. We're so excited. It's August 4th, 2025, and welcome to the #1 gymnastics podcast in the galaxy. I'm Jessica, and I'm here with Spencer from the Balance Beam Situation, and let's do some quick Gymternet news because there's a lot of podcasts coming up. So we have an enormous schedule. So let's just talk quickly about the news.
All right, what do I need to know? Because I don't read the news.
I know. So Lorenzo Bonaccia, who is an Italian gymnast who was injured at the University Games, and it was a horrific in He is stable now. We have the full details. He landed on his neck on a dismount. He has a cervical spine sprain in the fifth vertebrae and C-spine, breathing through a tracheotomy with the help of a ventilator. But they won't know really the extent of his injury. But for now, he's stable. Suni statue robbed.
I got this. The big news.
This is, I mean, who wouldn't want the Suni statue? But how did they even get that off? Did they, it's...
Yeah, I don't know what the procedure is, but my first thought when I saw this story was, did Suni steal it because she didn't want anyone looking at the statue anymore and thinking it was her? But then I saw, I will give some credit to the statue, because I think the picture that's in most of the stories, like the one picture of the statue, is really doing that bust statue dirty. Because if you see it from the side, it's a pretty good likeness, but when you see it head on, you're like, who is this supposed to be?
Yeah. I just love the idea of someone loves Suni so much that they took a giant saw in the middle of the night by this lake in St. Paul and sawed the statue off, because the base is still there. Obviously, they just wanted the top. So anyway.
I love that your optimism, that this was an act of fandom.
Because what are you going to do with it? You're going to sell it on the Suni statue black market?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
There's a huge Suni statue black market. Underground auctions.
As there should
do it
be.
all.
Do you remember the attorney in Atlanta who started a gym? It was a boys' gymnastics gym.
Yes.
Okay. So they have grown. They're doing amazing as we followed their journey. They have a problem where they have outgrown their gym, literally, because it was like a strip mall sized ceiling, and it's way too low for gymnastics, especially when the boys are now, teenagers and not little kids anymore. So they need a higher ceiling, but the city won't grant them an area and a ceiling big enough, like a place with a basketball court, to do gymnastics. So they need help. They have a GoFundMe up, and we'll put a link in the show notes. But it's going pretty well. They are close to their goal of building the facility that they need, which is about $50,000. Viola Davis retweeted reposted about it. So they're doing pretty well, but they still need help. So we'll put a link in the show notes. Owen Field has been promoted to associate head coach and general manager. What a flex. The first general manager, even though Miss Val used to always call herself a general manager. When people are like, what do you do? She's like, I don't coach. I manage all the other shit. He is the first general manager. And I think this is so genius, because whatever it is, you're getting press for declaring that the sport needs this, which it definitely does because NIL and
What is the job description of a general manager? What are your duties? What are Owen's new duties is what I want to know.
well, number one, if it's anything like baseball, he needs to wear his old gymnastics outfit while he coaches because those general managers all
The
get to
general
wear their
manager
pajamas.
does not do that. The general manager wears a suit. The
Really?
manager,
Oh, the
the
manager.
coaches dress like
Well,
they're going to be in the game, and it's very silly.
I would prefer if he pulled out his gymnastics uniform from the olden days.
Thank
but
you
I
for
think
your helpful response to my question.
you're welcome so much, Spencer. So, I think one of the things is he does all of the committee stuff with like the Women's Gymnastics Growth Committee and the NCAA stuff where they're like doing they're doing the judging oversight and all of that stuff that's like needs a lot of extra handholding. So yeah, that and coaching and I imagine some NIL wrangling. So yeah, I think it's a really smart move. But I keep saying Russia, who we won't be able to call Russia, but it's going to be the people from Russia, are going to be at World Championships. Melnikova gave up when the FIG effectively told them they couldn't compete, and then the FIG changed their minds. She was running for office, won the primary, and then as soon as the FIG had their meeting and suddenly were like, we'll change the criteria for you, Russia. She has now ended her political career so that she will hopefully, we'll see, be eligible to compete. So if
this whole thing, if you ran in a primary, she's still on the list of authorized independent athletes. And I question like how you can be what is the standard at this point?
If she says my platform is peace and end this.
Has she said that?
No, but I mean, I don't know that she has, but yeah.
So
anyway, I agree with you.
Yes, we don't have the nominative registrations for Worlds yet. That's not until late September, but there are independent athletes on the definitive registrations, which is like the number of athletes for each country. There are spots reserved for the independent athletes, meaning you don't get to call yourself Russia or Belarus on the current registration list for Worlds.
Tickets aren't even on sale, and it's in 2 months, so everything's fine. Some changes. Emma Slevin, her beautiful gymnastics, has committed to Minnesota. I'm so excited about that. Lauren Little is going to UCLA. Courtney Blackson has transferred to LSU for her 5th year. Out for a while. Reese McClanagan, shoulder surgery, so he won't be defending his Olympic and world double medals. Sarah Voss has retired, and Brooklyn Moore's posted an end of an era post, which is worthy of a...
Are you emotionally okay in this moment?
I knew it was coming. I prepared myself.
Yeah.
If she doesn't work in the arts, I won't be okay. I need to still see her perform in some way, even if she just takes a dance class and posts it all the time. I need some time. Thank you for asking. We have some dumpster fire news, which is that a former coach, Alexander Kachlov, was arrested. He coached at his parents' gym, Elite World Gymnastics, and was arrested after deputies found a woman reported missing as an adult living in his home in Lakeland, Florida. The woman, now in her 20s, told investigators she had been, trigger warning, sexually abused over the course of several years when she was a teenager, starting at 13 and continuing until she was 15. And this isn't Kachlov's first legal trouble involving children, because in 2018, deputies discovered a large collection of child exploitive materials on his electronic devices, and he was convicted on 64 counts, sentenced to 5 years in state prison, and here we are again. So sheriffs are asking for any other victims to come forward. So this is, again, Alexander Kachalov from Elite World Gymnastics, where he coached at his parents' gym. Did you read the articles that Scott put out this week about Suni and Simone?
I did.
They're so good. I loved, like, Simone kept telling us about the things all coming up to Paris that the way she had changed how she approached things and was managing her mental health was by saying no. And she gives a lot of examples in this, not her words, my words, emotional chalk bucket. I don't have the energy. I need to only do things out that fill my emotional chalk bucket and fill my resilience. So like I'm not going to do all of this stuff. And this is my summary of basically what she said, but it's really great. And Suni's article was so nice. Her interview was like, I'm happy and I'd wake up with no pain. I was like, what? How did that happen? Ankles, kidneys, all the things. That makes me so happy. I don't know if I've ever talked to an elite gymnast who's like, yeah, I'm fine, except Mohini is the only one, and Jenny Hansen. Also, Ithora Thorsdottir is engaged. May he be worthy of her greatness.
How could a person possibly be? How
Okay,
could a human person?
I don't know.
It's not possible.
It has to be a fellow elf from the Icelandic mounds that they are. That's probably offensive to the Icelanders.
Yeah, I think you've covered your bases on elves.
Have I?
It's offensive to elves.
Oh my god! Now I'm going to be in trouble with the trolls or whatever the other magical things that protect the geothermal. They have a department of elves and stuff there, and like trolls because they protect the geothermal energy. I'm not making this up, Spencer. This is real.
I believe you.
Thank you. Okay, so before we
I
get
trust your research.
and these things, I know a lot about elves. We're gonna get into our championships preview, tell you how to watch, who to watch, what's at stake, all the stuff, and obviously, most importantly, my favorite routines and skills to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, let us talk about, for a moment, the live show that is happening this week, Saturday the 9th, with the one and only Morgan HURD. Spencer, if you were going to describe Morgan HURD and what a gift to the universe she is, what would you say?
I would say that if gymnastics fans could create a gymnast in their image to be who you'd want it to be, they would create Morgan HURD. That's what I think.
And she's fucking hilarious.
That's part of it.
Thing.
I mean, yes. I think that's a gift. That's implied. Yeah.
Double world champion and a bunch of other world medals too, but 2-time gold medalist. And she's, an absolute joy. And also she was like, I don't have a filter anymore. So this is going to be an excellent.
That's why I love not having a filter
This is
anymore.
The best thing about Morgan.
The best kind of filter, none.
You can get tickets at GymCastic.com. Remember, if you can't be there live, that's okay. You can watch virtually. And if you can't make it at exactly 2:30 on Saturday the 9th to watch virtually and interact and win prizes virtually, you can watch the replay later. And you can also, if you have a virtual ticket, log in now and start asking your questions now. In case you can only watch the replay, we'll try to get your questions to her. So it'll be very fun. I can't wait. I'm so excited, you guys. Okay, tickets at gymcastic.com. Championships preview.
Whoa, big week. Big news. All right. First of all, most important thing, the GymCastic US Championships fantasy game is now open. So, let's dispense with these routines. The fantasy game is open, and this is the most important thing. Dates, August 7th to 10th in New Orleans. So, first of all, August 6th, senior women's podium training, and we're going to do a live show after that. We're working with approximate times because things end, and then Jessica's going to talk to people and get the inside scoop and do the media, and then we record after that. So we're thinking maybe like 8:30 p.m. Central for that one. But keep posted, keep an eye out because these things are kind of in the moment. August 7th is Men's Day 1. August 8th is Women's Day 1. And then we're going to do another live pod after Senior Women at the end of Women's Day 1. We're thinking maybe 10 p.m. Central for that one. August 9th is our live show with Morgan HURD. Doors open at 2 o'clock. VIP meet and greet. Shows at 2:30. You can get virtual tickets if you're not in New Orleans and chat along with everyone and be part of the show as well. That's also
including Spencer.
Including me. But I'm not promising I'm going to be funny.
Yes.
I can't commit.
There.
I will be there. I may or may not be funny. August 9th, Men's Day 2 is then that night, Senior Men's Day 2. August 10th is Women's Day 2. And we're going to do, once again, have a live show after Senior Women Day 2. So that'll be approximately 9 p.m. Central, we're thinking, once we get a chance to record after Women's Day 2. And then we will do our U.S. Championships recap on August 12th. So we have a ton of shows coming up in the next weekish.
And you can watch championships. Podium trainings will be streamed on flipnow.tv. All senior competition sessions will be broadcast by NBC and or tape delayed. Will also be live streamed on Peacock. So that is how you can watch.
It will also be. I thought you said we will also be on Peacock, and I was like, wait, what are we doing?
We should be.
We should
the
be.
After show.
I mean, if they were smart, they'd be like, NBC would be like, have some money. We've ignored everything you've criticized about us for the last 15 years. We don't care. Have some money and do an after show on Peacock about the gymnastics championships. Yeah, obviously.
I mean, we did make it them
bygones be bygones.
It's fine.
You've never said anything about Al Troutwig over the years? Or this week.
Or little in the Katya episode.
Or literally the last episode, yeah.
All right. The most important thing, U.S. championships, we will have a new national champion because there's no Simone. Yeah. It's an opportunity for everybody else. No one in this year's field has won a senior all-around title before. Joss has won vault. Leanne has won bars, but no senior all-around champions are competing. So, who should we wildly speculate?
AKA, we don't know who's going to win, and sports are fun. Yes. Is that what we're saying here?
That's exactly
competition's fun. What? Yeah. So let's talk about some favorites a little bit. If we go by the 2025 U.S. all-around rankings, and this is per Lauren Hopkins, the Gymternet best single all-around score of the year, Jayla Hang has a 55.666 from the Pan Am's team competition, which is the highest U.S. all-around score this year. So we'll start with her. So she's ranked number 1 in that regard in the U.S. right now going into nationals. Also in my rankings, which my proprietary ranking system. So like if I do it by averaging your 3 best scores on each event to kind of see where people are and take into account consistency in multiple competitions. I also have Jayla Hang number 1 in the US in the all around right now, and also number 1 on vault, beam, and floor. So I do think that lends itself to her as the pre-competition favorite in the all around, but it is by no means a like you mentioned, a Simone situation where you're like, yeah, she's going to win. It is, you have the highest scores this year, and a lot of people are close, and that's exciting. Namely, Hesley Rivera.
Olympic gold medalist.
Yes.
She has a 54.766 at Pan Am's in the team competition. She also won beam at the last camp with a 14.050. So the camp scores, I think, are important because not everybody was competing their full difficulty or their full routines at Classic wisely, because you want to peak in October, not now. World Championships is obviously for the top elites, the goal. So don't count her out.
And if people are curious about that most recent national team camp, Simone Rose won the all-around, and then Dulcie Kaler was second all-around, and Jayla Hang was third. Jayla Hang and Tiana Sumanasekara won vault together with Yurchenko double fulls. Jayla Hang and Nola Matthews won bars. Hesley won beam with that 14.05, and Ashley Sullivan won floor with a 13.7. Those are the last camp scores I have, at least.
Yep. And Tiana is another one that we, didn't compete at Classic, but she is another one I still have on my list as, she looked fantastic at Olympic trials last year. And if she gets back into that range, and
we really haven't seen full strength Tiana because she got injured before I was only able to do beam at Pan Am's, and she would, have intended to do more and compete more difficulty. So we there are a lot of people were still like a pin in that. So
yeah,
lots to see.
We have these scores. They are not available publicly, just so you know. It's proprietary journalism sourcing. This is how we have them.
What? We do that?
Yeah. I know. It's amazing.
You do that like I do any of that.
Yes.
I don't journalism. I make spreadsheets. Jessica journalisms.
Thank you, Spencer.
We also have Claire Pease, third in the U.S. right now, her 54.6 that won the all-around at U.S. Classic. Ashley Sullivan got a 54.55 at the DTB Cup in Germany. So that is right there also. And, when she's steady, if it's one of those nationals where everyone's a little like, it's the first year of the quad and I got scared, and Ashley Sullivan is like, here's my Arabian and it's super solid on beam, don't discount because she could be one of those who's like, oh, I hit my routines. Where's my national championship?
Yep. Yeah. Simone Rose 54-2 at Classic. And,
Mhm.
you know, had the scores been correct, she would have won bars too. So, and, you know, we have that, you know, she won all around at camp. So, yeah. What are people getting out of this championships besides the wonderful joy of doing gymnastics and
Wonderful joy of doing
championships?
gymnastics.
Success is success in itself, or just the
Winning
joy
titles,
of gymnastics.
winning national titles, winning that bowl, that crystal bowl, if
Oh
they
my
still give that
God.
Simone kept
Yes.
winning.
The
We'll
cereal
find
bowl.
out who won the like Miss Congeniality Award, the Best Sportsmanship Award, all of that stuff. Also, spots on the national team. We'll get to that. That's very significant. And spots at World Championships trials. So no World's team members will be decided based on nationals. It's not like an Olympic trials situation where they're like, and here's the team. What you're earning at this point this week is spots at the World Championships trials, unless you petition, and then there's a later deadline for that. But that's a lot of what we're going to be focusing on and thinking about, because this is now at US Classic. It's kind of like, if you fall, it's fine, because you're just getting into it and it's US Classic. And that's somewhat the case still at Nationals, because the team won't be decided until World Championships trials. But now we're getting, the expectation is that maybe you were at like 70% at Classic, you're up to like 80 or 85% by Nationals. We're starting to get a little closer, a little more like, okay, you need to hit your routines now, and you have to earn your spot at the World Championship trials, or the selection camp. Sorry.
Selection camp. We're calling it trials because that's more fun, but it's September 29th through October 2nd. And I've heard the dorms are much nicer now, by the way, just in case you're wondering, which is always is everyone comfortable? Are they the most comfortable it can be?
Mm-hmm.
Are they protected from ticks and mosquitoes? Okay.
Yeah. Does everyone have like a luxurious comforter that they can plop into at the end of a hard day of training? Like, how comfortable is your sleeping situation should be like listed in the selection procedures.
Yes. And
Like,
they have that new sleepy sponsor, the mattress.
Oh yeah. That new,
Yes.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
National team delegations arrive at Worlds in Jakarta on October 14th, the day before my birthday, in case you guys are wondering.
So in case you were planning on sending presents to Jessica in Jakarta, just some notes.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, so what do you think about that? Okay, national team selection camp ends October 2nd. They arrive October 14th, because I know you're an advocate of like, pick the team as late as possible, because you want the people who are doing the best at Worlds, not like 4 months before.
Yeah. It's a little, I would like camp to be closer. I would like people to be like packing for camp and leaving from there. So I would like it to be closer to when they leave. So I would like to be like 3 or 4 days before they leave. But I think they're going to have it. They're going to go home and then leave. I would like limited travel, because travel impacts everything. And so, yeah, I would like it moved, but maybe
especially if you're traveling with someone who is a travel curse like Jessica and Fact Checker.
How dare you?
Hopefully, is that on the procedures? No, you can't be selected for the World's team if you're a travel curse and are going to get everyone's baggage lost somehow. It's your fault.
I prefer canary in the coal mine to the issues of travel in the United States.
Yeah.
And around the world. Okay, Spencer.
Yeah.
Explain who advances from nationals to world team trials.
Okay, yes. Automatically, it's just the top 2 all around after the 2 days of national championships. They automatically go. That's not really like a serious classification, because of course they're going to go. If you're top 2 at nationals, you're going to be at the selection camp at the very least. But yes, top 2 automatically, and then a minimum of 8 other people. So that's minimum 10 total people at the World's Trial selection camp to pick the team. And that's based on the discretionary criteria officially. So they give themselves intentionally a lot of leeway to pick the team. So they can say, we're not binding ourselves to anything specific. It's your scores at competitions, and also your D score, and also your E score, and also your international presentation. Like, we can pick the team. So that's minimum 10 from nationals and petitions. Nationals and potential petitions. Petitions to the selection camp are due September 22nd. So not that far before selection camp. So they still have time if you're like, oh, wait, I could make a world's team this year. Maybe if I have like a day of training, I can make a world's team this year. there's still an opportunity. If you were on a previous team, not just if you're me. I couldn't petition to the selection camp is what we're saying.
You could not, but
But it
Olympic
would be
team
funny
members and 2023.
It would be funny to try to record me doing gymnastics and send it to Alicia as a prank.
Love that idea. And you should just recite the skills. This is how you should increase the bonus for everyone.
I'm sitting here in front of a microphone being like, Maloney to Tkachev, directly connected. It's like, oh yeah, that would be a nice routine to have at Worlds. Thanks for saying the words. Okay, reading between the lines a little bit. So officially, it's 2 all around from nationals and then 8 others, at least based on the discretionary criteria. But in terms of making the national team, the top 8 all around from nationals automatically make the national team. So I'm like, they're going to the selection camp. If you make this national team, it's not you don't have to.
Right.
They don't have to. I'm saying likely if you got the plaque and they took the picture and you're on the national team, top 8 all around. But interesting note about the national team. The provision this year is that they can also add other people to the national team outside that top 8 all around if they get the elite qualifying score, the all around score, the 3 event score, or the 2 event score at nationals. That hasn't always been the case because if you remember, I think it was the nationals in Tampa where Leanne won bars but didn't do the all around. And then they were like, here's the national team. And she wasn't there. And she eventually was like, part of everything. But immediately at the time when we were like, wait, you won an event and you weren't named to national team? What's going on there? But it was because she didn't do the all around. So they do have a provision that they can also add you. Like basically, you did 2 amazing events and obviously you should be on national team, even though you didn't do the all around, we can add you. So I think that's a good addition. So it's probably like the top 8 all around for camp plus a minimum of like 2 eventers, and the petitions will go to the World's selection camp, depending on how many compelling eventers there are who didn't finish in the top 8 all around.
Which is the most important part.
Thing to watch.
Club Gym Nerd. Get discounts and first dibs on live show tickets, and extra podcasts every week, athlete dossiers, code guides, commission your own segments of the show. It also makes a great gift. Check it out at gymcastic.com at the Join the Club tab.
Do you have concerns?
Yes.
I asked that like you've never, there's this possible situation where you wouldn't have concerns about selection.
I feel really good about the pathway for selection for Worlds this year because they haven't always said, oh, if you're on these teams, you can just petition directly to World Trials. That hasn't always been the case. So I feel like they're like, yeah, we don't have people that have high enough scores on events to win necessarily or to make finals. So we need our stock of elites that maybe were injured or something was going on. So remember, there's no team at Worlds this year. There are 5 medals available, only 5 medals all around.
5 medal events, 3 medals on each event, 15 medals.
Golds. Sorry.
5 golds.
Golds.
The good one.
Right.
Get out of here with your silver medals.
You matter.
If I learned anything from the way the 2008 Olympics were covered, it's that if you got a silver medal, you lost.
You have failed. Not true. Just making it, just enjoying gymnastics, having all these people enjoy your beautiful gymnastics is success in itself. And if you feel proud of yourself, show up for yourself, as the wise Simone Rose says, then that in itself is success. But on the other hand, winning medals. This is what USA Gymnastics is thinking about. Their whole job is win things, right? So
I think they've gone out of their way to try to show you that we don't just care about money and medals. Wasn't that the quote?
Yes. And I would say money, yes. Medals, still very important. But
it's not that they're not important.
Right. So what I'm saying is that I feel like there is a really good pathway for them to look at who's actually has potential to even make finals. Like, it doesn't make sense to take a team of 4 all-arounders when only one of them could possibly make a final. That makes no sense. The point is to try to win the maximum amount of medals. And so you want to have those scores, which is why I feel like my example is, let's take Miley Lou, Skye Blakely. if one of them, they are great on bars. If one of them has a score that is competitive, Miley Lou fixes her, the double Maloney becomes a Stalter instead of the toes on the bar, and then she has the correct score, and maybe she upgrades something. She has a competitive score. Skye, we haven't seen, but we know that she's fantastic, brilliant on bars. So if they have those scores, why would you take, a fourth place all around who doesn't have the scores to make any finals on any events? And we know what the range is. You want to be in the 14s and above to get into an event final, especially now that I'm 100% positive that Russia, who we can't call Russia, are going to be there. So I say that it's going to be really important, I think, also to acknowledge those individuals who may be top, like a Leanne Wong, and put them on national team right there, because this isn't a team year. Like, you might take two all-arounders.
It is an all-around year, but it is an all-around competition. Jessica's like, what's important? Event finals.
The other 4 categories, all around, always going to be there. But all the medals, it turns out, are the same color, made out of the same material, even though somehow we don't consider
I thought team
the
final
other
was the most important. That's what I think.
I know. So you need a qualifying score for 3 or 2 events to make national team. So I think it should be 1. So if Skye
there should
wins,
be a 1 event qualifying
one
score.
event. Skye has a 14.5. Miley Lou has a 14.5. You're automatically on national team. You automatically get an invite right there, because those are the scores you need to make an event final. There's no 1 event qualifying score, which is the only mistake they have made in putting the puzzle together. But
yeah,
Spencer,
it is interesting on that note. I think that the potential for a situation at nationals, because we're talking about nationals advancing to world's trials, because we're not naming the team yet, but what's at stake is advancing to world's trials. Will the selection committee be okay with, like, okay, say Skye Blakely shows up, does a couple events, rusty. It's not her best, but we obviously know where she can be and know what her routine composition is. We've seen the past accomplishments. Are they going to be okay being like, oh, Skye Blakely got a bunch of 11s at nationals, but obviously we want to see where she could be at a world selection camp trials, so we're going to advance her, even though she finished below in the rankings on certain events? Some people were not advancing to the selection camp. Like, are they going to be okay just being like, we're picking her because obviously, even though someone could say, oh, I didn't get the invite to selection camp, but I got better scores than Skye, and she got an invite? Why didn't I get an invite? Which, like, if I'm that gymnast, of course I'm going to say that.
Yes.
I'm going to be like, wait, what? Excuse me? So it's not begrudging the person who might say that, but is the selection committee going to be okay saying, we're going to advance the people we think have a lot of potential to the selection, to World's Trials, even if they didn't get the scores at Nationals? They have the freedom to do that based on how things are written, but are they going to do that? I think is one of the things I'm watching once we finish Nationals and we're like, okay, who's advancing to the next part of the process? Keep an eye on it.
Exactly.
I want to take a quick second to say a huge, massive good luck to all the athletes competing at World Games. This is like the Olympics for the TNT athletes. It's huge. And especially to Megan Keeley and Kath. I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing games.
Super sleuth Jessica O'Byrne time. Like, what should I know? Because I don't talk to anyone. So what should I know about the athletes heading into nationals that maybe, like, from conversations, but like isn't like there hasn't been like, a public declaration to me about what would happen.
So Skye Blakely, genius on bars and beam, will be competing bars and beam.
Okay.
So
she's not planning to do the all around at nationals.
Nope.
Okay.
So those 2 events, which are her best shot of making a world team, although if she gets vault back, then that would also be really good for her because she has great vault.
Just a part of the process, a step in the process.
So this is super exciting because I'm really excited to see, but I also don't expect her to be at 100% right now. So if she comes back, I think this is I would expect her to be like, I'm here. I'm planning on being 100% by the time you need me. So if she doesn't have full difficulty right now, I would say do not despair, Skye Blakely stands. She will get there. Or she could bust out
all of it and be totally ready. So that is the biggest news, I think,
Okay.
because she is the one coming back who should be ready. Upgrades, I would look potentially for Reese Esponda, who was the winner of Floor at Classic, to potentially upgrade her crazy ass Branny double back pass. That can be upgraded on the front and on the back. So it could be a sandwich pass, and it could be a more twisties going into it. So that's another upgrade to look at. Also, Leanne Wong should have some routine reconstruction because she is Leanne Wong and she knows the code and she tested things to see what she was going to get, what composition would work. And she, told me specifically that this is part of her plan and then she will make adjustments. Also, she's planning to have her Chung back. So, so the plan is, though, for her to have that for World Trials. So,
so maybe not yet.
Right.
Potentially.
Or maybe
that's
in
why Podium training. We're going to do a show after Podium training, specifically because we're watching for things like, wait, who's vaulting? Like Jayla Hang did not vault or do floor at Classic. So it's like, okay, what's she doing?
Right. Exactly. Oh, Jayla Hang. So Podium training is going to be important to see, like, what's someone's going to show, oh, here's my progress. I'm going to have this ready for you when you need it. Also, Joss Robertson should be upgrading her last pass. So she doesn't have 2 double layouts. One of those will be a full twisting double layout or a full in. So look for that as well.
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm taking notes for fantasy gymnastics.
Exactly, which is open now. And
I might remember to do a team this time. But I'm making no promises. Okay, so just quickly, I want to go through some of our biggest storylines. We talked about the all-around a little bit, but some of the other things we're watching heading into, making notes so that you could check off on a list of like, okay, I watched for that, or just as an example. It's not like I do that or anything. Okay, Skye Blakely, as we talked about, would have been 100% have been on the 2024 Olympic team. I don't think that's a controversial take. She, at nationals last year, she beat Suni, she beat Jordan Childs, she beat Hesley. She was ready. She got over 14 on bars and beam both days of nationals in 2024, but we need to see where she is. Is she ready for Worlds? Close enough for now, all of that. That's the most exciting thing I'm watching. Is just like, what are Skye Blakely's routines and where is she right now? Floor. Let's talk about floor, because who are the floor gymnasts? I think floor is wide open right now for medals at Worlds. Just looking at the international field, I think bars and beam are more closed. In terms of, we have people who are like Kaylee Nemore on bars, Yang Fan Yue on bars, Jo Yachin on beam, where it's like, there's not someone in the US right now who can score, who has the composition to score with Kaylee Nemore, Yang Fan Yue on bars. She just doesn't exist. On floor and vault, there is more of an opening. So who are the floor gymnasts? It's an opportunity for Joss Robertson, if she has the combination of difficulty and execution, to get a 14 or close to. I think that's an important routine to watch at nationals. Reese Esponda got that 13.95 at Classic. That puts her 6th in the world. She's right there as well. On vault, who is doing 2 vaults and who's the best at that? Because there are opportunities on vault right now.
Big opportunities.
For medals to be won at Worlds. So Claire Pease was the only one who did 2 vaults at Classic. Jayla Hang has done 2 vaults many times so far this season. Her second vault is a round off half on pike-ish half that's getting credited as piked. So I want to see where we are there. Joss Robertson, we know she has the potential for huge difficulty on vault. Is it all back? Is it there? So those are some things I'm watching on those events in particular.
And also Claire P's vault at Classic was so beautiful. I could not see her second vault, but her Yurchenko was absolutely gorgeous. I was like stunned. I was like, the form, the height, the open hips. So watch it for the beauty.
As for bars and beam, does the US have medal contenders on those events? I think is a significant question. Ashley Sullivan won beam at Classic with a 13.55. Meanwhile, we just watched University Games where Miyata, who is not on Japan's Worlds team, by the way, was per countryed out of the beam final at University Games with a 13.85. That would have easily won beam at US Classic. So are there beamers? The only 14 on bars at Classic was a scoring error. Are there the bars routines? Or are you really focusing on all-around floor Is that the strategy for medals, or is there the potential bar scores and beam scores to medal? We know that Hesley got that 14 at camp, so there is the potential. Are we going to see it? On the topic of Hesley Rivera, it didn't really matter that she had falls at Classic because it's Classic. She did that before. It's not a big deal. It's just Classic. Keep your wigs on. Just everyone relax. But she still has to then prove that, like, yeah, that was just Classic. It was just a blip like it was in 2024, whatever. She still has to hit and show. She has 1 hit on bars this year. So we want to see more bars hits. We want to see a consistent competition.
I mean, nothing is as motivational as a face plant at a big meet. So I think she is going to be like lights out at this meet.
Other things I'm watching, so are the best gymnasts who really stood out at Classic, Claire Pease and Simone Rose, who both broke 54 in the all-around. Do they still rank at the top when everyone is that a little bit closer to 100% at Nationals? Because everyone's looking to progress a few weeks in their preparation for Worlds. So are they still at the top? Or is it like Jayla Hang and Hesley Rivera are like, that was sweet that we gave you US Classic, but now we're here, and where's my golds? Where does Tiana Sumana Sekera rank? Is she for event healthy? And where does she fit? Because she can be so good. I mean, we've known that on beam for a long time. That was kind of the first event that we really took notice of. But then, especially last year at trials, it was like, floor is right there. And she was progressing on the other events. And, when she has a Yurchenko double full that she's able to compete, that can score very well. So she can be right there. And I think maybe she's getting not talked about in the main conversation because she hasn't been healthy at competitions that we've seen this year, but her potential is right there. Leanne Wong, does she have an event you're taking her for Worlds? Or is it just sort of the typical Leanne case where you're like, this is beautiful and I like watching it. How does this fit into a team? Oh, wait, you're the alternate. Which happens to her all the time.
Oh, don't let her be the alternate
again. She's always in that position. And you're like, is it like that again this year? Where it's just like, oh, that's a really lovely 13-9 on bars. I could watch it all day long. Is that on the team?
Oh.
And then who will surprise? We have Gabrielle Hardy's Pan Am's performance where she was on that team, wasn't doing the all-around, but just nailed all of her events, was really clean on floor, really avoiding artistry deductions, really potentially could win floor at Nationals and you wouldn't be shocked. Dulcie Kaler, another one. So in my rankings, where we take the your top 3 scores this year, the average, put them together, she ranks 5th. I have her 5th in the all-around, ahead of Hesley, because Hesley hasn't hit that many times this year, but that's mostly because of hitting percentage. But I have her right there, up there. Very believable that she is one of those top 8 all around, gets to camp, is right there, the whole process. But most importantly, Jessica, I have one more biggest storyline question heading into Nationals. Who is going to have the punniest sign about NOLA competing in NOLA? We've got NOLA Matthews. We're in New Orleans, Louisiana, NOLA. We've got NOLA and NOLA. And obviously there's something there, but I'm struggling to crystallize what it is. And so maybe this is a good assignment for like the aggrieved husbands who are being forced to listen to this show in the car and don't actually really want to be listening and need a project. Your project is, we've got NOLA Matthews. We're in NOLA. I need a dad joke or a pun or just like a sign idea, something that really encapsulates that is the most important thing we're thinking about right now.
I can't believe we haven't already gotten a comment in our chat here from our producer behind the scenes.
Our resident dad joke aficionado.
Dad jokes responsible, making connections. Getting engaged is making more connections, like you do in a bar routine. Oh my God, still nothing. I
know. I was having the same problem. I was like, obviously there's something. And then I had writer's block and I was like, but what? There's something here and I can't come up with it. So we need help. This is critical.
Now, most
importantly,
importantly,
it would be great if NOLA were the star of this championships. I know the scores aren't always there, but
just like NOLA to be the star.
just like enjoy getting to watch NOLA Matthews and Elite.
NOLA Matthews, Gabrielle Hardy's back handsprings on beam, because she actually leaves the beam with straight legs and pointed toes. Oh, so beautiful. Ashley Sullivan's standing Arabian on beam. Oh, hurt me. And anyway, but let's get into, before I talk about my favorite things,
fluff piece redemption arc dramatic replay drama eligible.
As important as the NOLA puns is
Exactly.
fluff piece potential. Absolutely.
This is the category of what will NBC talk about 1,000 times. I would like to submit to you, to Sam and Roethlisberger and Lori Hernandez. Here's what I would like you to focus on. So we remember the judging at Classic. There was a huge error on bars at Classic where Miley Lou was counted as having done 2 Maloney's. She did not. One is supposed to be a Stalder. But the judges were like, obviously, Miley Lou never makes a mistake. We have seen it as the Stalter, not a Maloney. So we reached out to USA Gymnastics, and exclusively they gave a response. And Spencer, can you read this to refresh everyone's memories?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Abbreviated version.
Yeah. The mistake on Miley Lou's start value on bars was human error. USA Gymnastics has had conversations with the judges about the error, and it will be addressed and reviewed in the judges' meeting prior to the Xfinity US Championships. In addition to reviewing the error with judges, USA Gymnastics is exploring possibilities for quality assurance and minimizing possibilities for these types of errors in the long term.
So my what I would love to see is that USAG is like, yeah, you know what? We are going to have the review judges. So there's a panel that just reviews when there's an inquiry, but we're going to have them actively, going to have 4 of them, and they're going to actively be reviewing and looking at a replay to make sure that that we don't have an error like this. Because we can. We don't have to go by FIG rules. We are our own goddamn country, and we can do what we want. And so we are not going to have mistakes. We don't have to follow the FIG, just like they don't follow the FIG for concussion protocol, and we're not going to. Well, actually, the FIG protocol is better. I changed what I say. We're going to follow the FIG protocol.
If there's one thing I believe in, it's not following the FIG protocol. Oh, wait. But actually, if there's one thing, it is following the FIG protocol.
I was so excited to be like, there's a villain. No, wait. Yeah. So... Yeah, so they should even expand on what the FIG does and be the exemplar with a cape. There should be a caped judges that market it. Oh my God, we are not going to be the Paris floor finals. Here are our caped Crusader judges replay ready to ensure that there are no mistakes made. My God, USAG should pay me to be your marketing advisor. Right. My God, or
Jessica's
NBC.
Like, okay. Are the judges walking out at nationals to the Darth Vader music? Like, think these things through, because that would be great. Everyone would love it, except the judges, and that's fine.
Also, or NBC should paint capes on the replay judges or whoever's in charge of quality assurance extra at this meet. That's what, just like a little, on screen.
Also, we can learn something from like the other famous ball sports about athlete introductions. Or for college gymnastics, because I think we can do more in terms of like coming out of a tunnel, getting introduced, and not just like we line up next to the placard with our event and we have our jacket and we wave. Like we can go way more dramatic with that.
Yes. And it should be like, and headlining the event, our 2-time world champion.
Yeah, remind people of everyone's accomplishments.
Right. And I know they don't do that because they want to make it a fair playing field and everything, but I was like, you also
it's not a fair playing field. What?
Sports. Not fair. Okay, my other...
You want to have a long intro? Win worlds.
My other opportunities for dramatic replays will be Hesley's faceplant on bars, her bars fall, because her routine was extremely long, because she was like, I don't quit, I don't give up, and I will show that I am committed to this entire routine, even if my face must meet the mat prior to any other body parts. That's okay. So I expect we'll probably see that 117 times replayed. It'll be like, she's a Olympic champion.
Okay, but are we going to see that more, or are we going to see a replay of the trials footage of Skye getting injured?
Well,
no, I feel like we're going to see that 117 times.
This is true. We probably will. Which, honestly, I don't have a problem with that. I know a lot of people think it's like injury porn, but I don't, because I'm like, yeah, that's super painful, terrifying, and yet she has overcome that to be here. This is inspiration and a lesson for us all. Like, this is important to show the full breadth of
the experience of an athlete.
Mhm.
So
I'm fine with it, but there has to be a moderation. I think sometimes it goes too far in terms of like, this is the storyline and this is the mistake you made. And it's like, okay, we just let the athlete do the routine.
Yeah.
Let them do their routine here rather than constantly like, I think it gets pigeonholy and it can get too much. But like a replay of an injury, I don't have as visceral a reaction to that as a lot of people do.
I think I hear you. I think it's important you make an emotional connection to someone when you know the background of them and like what happened and how they're feeling. And so I feel like this helps bond the audience. But I agree with you. Like, do I want a repeat of the Fluff pieces from the 80s? Obviously I do. But I want them to just be more factual and less full of nonsense patriarchy opinions about little girls. Also, Jayla's fall on bars. I think we are going to see
for the first time.
That's another opportunity. And also, like, everyone wasn't supposed to be at 100%. It wasn't their plan to be at 100% there. But it's an opportunity to be like, oh, this happened. And obviously, this is why the athletes should never watch these replays and have these things in their heads.
Oh, yeah.
It's just for us. Yeah, they make everything look easy, but it's not. It's also dangerous. Here's some replays. Yeah.
In the I'm just a fan section, because we are also just fans, as simply a fan of gymnastics, ignoring scoring reality, selection procedures, D scores, or whatever, who are you just rooting for at nationals? Like, I want this, I like this, and I want good things.
I am so this is Art Watch.
Okay, I love Art Watch. Yeah.
Art Watch. Okay, Charlie Bullock. We
Junior, yeah.
Junior. Love her gymnastics, loved her floor routine last year. Now she's in the creepy haunted house category of possessed doll choreography, and it's working for her. She can do anything. And her gymnastics is beautiful. So I'm super excited to watch her floor routine. I love the art, you guys. I'm here for the art. Yes, we just talked for 20 minutes about scores and who makes what and whatever.
It's like you can be here for both. It's like almost like gymnastics exists as a combination of those two things in a way that's very appealing, particularly and uniquely appealing, or something. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
Harlow
Budendeck, yes.
Her gymnastics, since the first time I saw her, I was like almost in a Lori Hernandez, oh my God, your gymnastics is so beautiful, so artistic. You are so different from the crowd. Your quality of movement makes you stand out from everyone. Harlow is an artist, and you should watch everything she does. The way she runs for vault is beautiful. Just watch Harlow in every way. Nola Matthews. Insert pun. Still nothing in the chat.
TBD.
I know. But Nola, obviously, I expect her to be like have more energy now going into championships. In a classic, she was like, Jesus, I have been holding up this entire program. I have been sent around the world to every meet. I was supposed to go to college, and now you want me to stay here?
Doing like an introduction. I'm supposed to be in Psych 101 right now, and you guys are having me do a floor routine.
I'm supposed to be going to parties constantly in college, and now I have to do a whole floor routine.
Life of a college gymnast. All that time for parties and nothing else that you have.
Exactly. A full, well-rounded educational experience. So Nola for the art and the expression and the creepy faces and the eye contact. Yes. And also because she is the most supportive person on the floor. I mean, who's going to win the Miscongeniality?
Oh, Joss or Nola?
Oh, I know.
That is bigger than the all around. Is who's going to win sportsmanship award, because there's so much sportsmanship now.
There is, and I love it. Remember when it was like
sportsmanship?
Remember that Stanford gymnast she went on to go to Stanford, and she was really good on bars, had a huge Tkachev, and she would like cheer at camps, and everyone else was silent, and they would give her dirty looks. Liz Tricos. Those days when Marta would be like, shut your mouth. What are you doing? Being supportive and loud. This is not a sport. This is an intimidation competition. This generation, no fucks given about that. They are free to be themselves and support their teammates and show all of their love and be extremely loud. No double standard.
Like the men were so loud and like that all the time. And then the women were like, don't talk or make eye contact or she'll send us home. Okay, back. I'm just so, it just, the changes in the gymnastics, they're going to make me, I'm getting verklempt just thinking about it because everyone is so much more free to be themselves and it's so healthy. Okay, Alicia Zhu or Joe. Joe, we're not sure
we'll need a clarification.
How she says her last name, but it's, if we were saying a Chinese gymnast names, we'd say Joe, Zhou. So she's an American.
Also, sometimes it's Alicia and sometimes it's Alicia in the commentary. So I'd love an official statement on name pronunciation.
Yes.
I'm like, she's my, like, I will start a fan club for her gymnast of nationals this year. Like the one I'm like, if one thing happens at nationals that I want to have happen, it's that Alicia Zhou finishes top 8 all around and makes national team and the world selection camp. That is what I want. I feel like if you think modern gymnastics has too much focus on D score and difficulty and not enough focus on execution like the good old days, Alicia Zhou is your favorite gymnast in the competition this year. That is what I would like to say.
Spencer, preach. I want a church and a mound for you to stand on.
Also, in that category, I would say Ali D'Amelio, who qualified to nationals this year. Standout skills, she's doing a sights on bars. That's a full twisting toe on Shaposhnikova, but just really good, especially bars and beam, just execution, crisp technique, toe point, hitting splits. It's very satisfying.
Yeah, this is in my skills to watch. Mm-hmm. She is right there. Also, Avery Mole didn't qualify to nationals, but if you want to go back and watch all the routines,
I want to talk about her anyway.
From Classic. I just want to talk about her double pike. It's so beautiful, so incredibly beautiful off beam. So this is a beam dismount double pike that is beautiful, straight legs, pointed toes the entire time. I want you to watch that, and I want you to commit it to memory. And I want you to watch all the double pikes. And when it doesn't look like that, it's a big fat deduction. Mm-hmm. So everyone that's like, your knees aren't exactly totally straight. Your feet maybe aren't the most pointed feet can possibly be. That's all a deduction. It's just so beautiful. And also, I'm just like, I mean, it's Ivana Hong-esque.
Whoa. Big words.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you texted that to Cecile? Like, keep this dismount in college.
Yes, or I will die. I will let her know this weekend. Oh, she's not going to be there because, that's right, because she was going to be our live show guest. But her wonderful daughter, Juliet, who is an Olympic diver, is moving into the dorms at Auburn. So if you guys want to see amazing diving team, gymnastics, and they have diving and gymnastics at Auburn, like, if they had women's wrestling, it's the only way it could be the more perfect sports program. So there you go. Okay, Risa Sponda is the other one. Even if she doesn't upgrade this pass, her punch Franny double back is so cool. It's so unexpected. It reminds me of, who was the gymnast that just did a was it a round off full double back? Do you remember she went to Cincinnati? I don't think it's not the one that held her leotard in her.
It wasn't Ella Kate.
It wasn't Ella Kate.
Was Lily Lippiatt doing that as an elite? Is that who I'm thinking of?
It might have been. It was so unexpected. It was just like full boop, double back. It's so fun. I would also say watch for people maximizing that dismount bonus by, so you get an upgrade on floor if you do a dismount of a certain level, but you have to have done so many passes. So watch for people.
If you have 2 passes, you don't get the dismount bonus for your second pass.
So I would like to have an internal contest where you guys send in or tweet to us, or don't tweet because we do not use the platform of a Nazi, but send it to us on Blue Sky or Instagram or anywhere you want to, or send it in gymcastic@gmail.com. All the times that you see genius, we don't say code whoring anymore, we say code hacking, where you see someone not do 3 passes, technically 3 passes, but they're still getting that dismount bonus because they have hacked the code and do something in the middle that is at least two acrobatic skills connected, but they aren't a traditional pass down the diagonal. That is what I would like to see. How many times you catch code hacking, let us know, because it's there.
I don't want to point it
Code
out.
empowerment. That's
Code
what we were saying. They were
empowerment.
code empowered routines.
Yes. Reclaiming the code. You serve my will. I will dominate you. Oh, that's not really reclaiming. This is like I need to decolonize my language, Spencer.
Oh,
my God.
you really do. That's the one thing I think when I listen to you talk. I'm like, Jessica really needs to decolonize this language.
It's a problem with wrestling is, it's really fun to just dominate something. Okay, do you have any final thoughts? Any beautiful, gorgeous skills, or besides Miley losing Tyler Barter team?
Sure.
I
think we'll put a pin in it and we'll wait to see what we see because this is a preview after all.
That's right. Morgan HURD, world champion, this Saturday, the 9th, in person. You can come watch. You can do a meet and greet too if you want. You get a really cool poster, get a little minute to meet her and chat with her before at 2:00, or the show starts at 2:30. And if you can't be there, no problem. You can get a streaming ticket and you can interact, ask questions. You can even log in now and ask questions. Oh my God, Morgan HURD, so funny, you guys. I can't wait for this. I'm so excited for this. Also, there's lots of fun stuff at the show. We do giveaways. There's stuff you can only get if you go to a live show. You cannot buy things like postcards and shirts that are not available in our store, only available at the live shows. So I highly encourage you guys to come. US Championships fantasy game is open and free. You guys, it's free. We provide this to you for free so that you can win a mini commission. Just to thank you and find more and more ways to get you involved in gymnastics and pay attention to the scores, because that's what I use it for, because I'm like, scores. But it's a very helpful studying tool. And then, so we're going to see you guys on Wednesday for podium training, after podium training, after the first day of women's competition, then on Friday, then on Saturday, we have Morgan HURD's live show. So we'll see you guys there in person or virtually at 2:30 p.m. Central Time. Sunday, after the final day of women's, we will have another live podcast for you. And then on Tuesday, we will come back with our US Championships recap. So it's a very full week. I'm very excited. If you see me or fact checker, say hello. And I think we have all of our volunteers for the live show, so we are set. And I do love that one of my favorite people has been forced to volunteer, even though they were going to go, but now they're a volunteer because they literally organized the votes at the UN. Who are these people who listen to the show, you guys? These are not you guys are the best. You have such incredible backgrounds, education, interest, expertise. It's like, yeah, if you could organize the votes at the UN, then you can obviously, the live show will be a breeze for you. So thank you to all of our volunteers. You never know. It's our first podcast. Our first podcast is on Wednesday,
August 6th, after women's senior podium training.
About an hour after-ish, I think. So until Wednesday, remember to take off on gay, split on rights, get your tickets for the Morgan HURD live show at GymCastic.com. And thank you for listening. We'll see you later this week.